All right, we looked at a little sneak peek of this in a past segment, but now I want to dive into it. This cabinet meeting Trump had where he mysteriously ended it without any questions, which these cabinet meetings are always a chance for him in his presidency to take questions after the little... They do this thing where Trump's sitting at the table and everyone gets on, all the cabinet officials get under the table and you hear this slurping sound. But except that was a metaphor. So like they just all go around the table and are like, Trump, you're the best and you're so awesome. And
please come, President Trump. They're begging us to come.
And then Bobby might. So it's all about lavishing praise on Trump and then he takes questions. That's the structure of these cabinet meetings when they're open door. And then they close the doors, then maybe they do something different. But like in front of the cameras, it's all just a chance for each cabinet member to go around and say how you've saved 10 trillion lives and you're the most historic president ever and I love you and I wish that people understood how amazing you are. And then occasionally Bobby will throw in like we have to get the babies out of the placenta and then it'll go back to but you're the best president ever. That's what these are for. And then to take questions. And he did take questions. But let's look at one thing he did say before the cabinet meeting was cut off, which is a crazy political F-up when he's already shedding young voters. He got a little bit of a young voter boost, especially young men during the campaign. Now they're abandoning him. This is going to make it a lot worse.
Existing housing, people that own their homes, we're going to keep them wealthy. We're going to keep those prices up. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. We're going to make it easier to buy. We're going to get interest rates down. But I want to protect the people that for the first time in their lives feel good about themselves. They feel like that they're wealthy people. And I want them to understand it. There's so much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up for people that own their homes. And they can be assured that's what's going to happen.
Now, you could say, like, he meant ba-ba-da-ba-doo. But people who currently have houses, we want to make those go up. We're going to make a lot of new houses, and we're going to lower other options for affordable. But he is, on this issue of affordability, foundationally incapable of not messing up over and over rhetorically, where he creates sound bites like this that make for perfect campaign ads.
So much talk about, we're going to drive housing prices down. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up. Under the Trump administration, we believe that affordable home ownership is a fundamental part of the American dream. We're not going to destroy the value of their homes so that somebody that didn't work very hard can buy a home. Every American who wants to own a home will be able to afford one. We have some great things happening with housing. I don't want to drive housing prices down. I want to drive housing prices up. We will make...
You get the point. It contradicts what he was saying before. And a total collapse of housing prices could be bad. But to have it on the record being like, someone who doesn't work hard enough shouldn't be able to afford a house at the expense of someone who already owns a house and is like, I don't do this whole, like, quote unquote, boomer attacking. A lot of people who are younger will be like, the boomers have ruined everything for us. I don't like that. I love my sweet boomers. But one of the things that fuels young people resentment against the older generation is the feeling that like your parents or grandparents will come around and mention to you like, oh my gosh, we bought this house for $3.50 and now it's $10 million. Is that funny? And you're like, oh, wow, that's great. That's awesome for you. That's really awesome. And they're like, and the great thing is then we could sell this and get an even bigger one. And then that one will keep going up. It's like just money coming out of our ears. And you're like, hey, could I get one? Is there one for me? And that's a lot of young people kind of get upset about that. And Trump's just throwing more fuel on that fire. So I do think that's a big political miscalculation. The way I have to word it is our economy is going to be so great that people who already own houses are still going to be a great investment, but we're increasing the supply and giving more affordable options. And so the people who are looking for starter homes and first-time home buyers are going to have much more affordable options. While people who, okay, whatever. And then you go on. That's like how you word it. But he's just surrounded by a bunch of people who own huge, great homes, and they're all like, we don't want more affordable housing. This is great for us. But that, eventually you're going to start having young people backlash. Okay. I'm just warning. And we don't want a civil war between the young and the old over the houses. And then you have, this was when the press or the cabinet meeting ended.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Did I say click the subscribe button? Please do click the subscribe button. We have more to look at. We're going to go back to more clips from this.
Thank you.
Mr. President, why not take questions?
Mr. President.
And then he doesn't take questions. Weird. Very, very strange. Before we get back to the cabinet meeting, here was Fox Business being like, okay, so we're getting some good economic numbers, some real bad ones. Job market, what the heck has Trump done to the job market? But here's a way to think of it differently, says the Fox host.
Sometimes when you renovate a house, you got to make it worse before you make it better. You're going to put a lot of things at play, right? There's going to be a lot of sheetrock laying around. There's going to be nails in the floor.
Demolition.
Right, because you got to demolish some things. I think part of what he's doing is he's doing so much all at once. The first year felt like a lot of demolition. We'll see if 2026 feels like, maybe the new sheetrock going up, the first coat of paint.
We get it that you know the word sheetrock, okay? Good job. And a screwdriver. Whoa. I'm an everyman. So I actually built houses before. And by houses, I mean a house. And by a house, I mean I put up some walls after a storm. So some people doubt my real man, everyman, lumberjack.
Soy boy beta cuck.
Persona. And I just want y'all to know that. I did this. Okay, I did whatever. You don't believe me? I did. I know how to build a house or drill a thing into the wall when someone tells me how. And guides my hand. And then we fall in love. No. Oh, that's kind of an interesting. So, I'm going to teach you everything about politics in the next minute, probably. Ready? That's an interesting metaphor. Feeling like sometimes to make a house better, you have to make it worse first. True. Sometimes you got a wall next to a room and you're like, this could be an open format. We take down the wall, but while you're taking down, it's like, big hole in the wall, worse. And then eventually you make it better. Okay. So here's American politics over the last century. Republicans get elected. They go into the House and they go, I feel like we could do a tiling over here. And this wall is a little bit haphazard. Maybe we remove that wall. And then it's sort of an open, and the voters are like, yeah, sure, that's cool. And so they go in and they just TNT the House. And they're like, well, we got to make it worse to make it better. And then their term is over. And so then Democrats get elected and they're like, oh, shoot, well, could we have a house again? And they build the house back, but it's kind of creaky because they kind of try to do it fast. And they paid the contractor a little bit too much because the contractor was their friend, but they mostly built it back. But you still haven't even extended the porch. You were wanting to extend the porch. You didn't even get the extended porch. And the whole main bathroom hasn't been done. So it's like you can use the other bathroom. That's not ideal. But then their term's up. So then the Republicans get elected again. And they come in and they go, this bathroom's not done. Shouldn't we get this bathroom done? And the voters are like, yeah, I would like that bathroom done. Thank you. And they go, great, TNT the House. Blow up the whole thing. And you just learned everything about American politics. Okay? That is what...
Fact check, true.
...happens. And then here's Trump saying, I didn't fall asleep in the last cabinet meeting. I closed my eyes because I was bored.
Positive impact on healthcare. So with that, we are going to ask a couple of people to say a few words, and we're not going to go through the whole table because the last time we had a press conference, it lasted for 3 hours, and some people said he closed his eyes. Look, it got pretty boring. In all fairness, I love these people. But there's a lot of people.
It's always Howard Lutnick. It's always Howard Lutnick in the background. Always. It's always him. I'll show you one more example of that in a second, but I saw this headline. The Trump administration has held covert meetings with fringe separatists from the oil-rich Canadian province as a rift deepens between Washington and Ottawa. And Ottawa, apparently one of the people that might be having a covert meeting is this guy. And this guy is not Alex Jones. I was so confused. I was like, that's Alex Jones. And then I clicked on the article and I was like, that's not Alex Jones. That's someone, Jeff Rath. That's a cool last name. Legal counsel to the Alberta Prosperity Project. And I guess he's like, hey, we like Trump. But could you find a photo without the look? I mean, just show. Just go to that for a second, Jaden. Yeah, see this? No, go back. It's the same person. So it's the same person. He has a Canadian alter persona. Okay. But he has a higher voice. This is Alex Jones, but it's the deep state.
It was the deep state 100%. I never sucked any ding-dongs.
Right. All right, Mr. Alberta. So then we get back to this. Listen to Lutnick and some of the staffers. Trump has told this same story about his friend who was in London who got the fat shot. They call it the fat shot. I think it was Ozempic, but it was the fat shot. Big guy, tough guy, cynical guy, but a good guy, real rich, big guy. Got the fat shot. Didn't work. Ha 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 ha. He's told it 100 times. I have it memorized, and they all act like a bunch of North Korean generals or something. Like, oh my gosh, Kim Jong-un, you're so funny every time.
Factory made in everything. This is where my friend, who's very successful, I told you, a seriously overweight person, he takes the fat pill or the fat shot. And he was in London, and he said, costs $87 there, costs $1,300 in New York. What's going on? He called me up. And I mean, I knew that, but he put it in a very blunt way. I've known him a long time. He's a crude individual, but smart as hell, made a lot of money. But he just thought it was sort of ridiculous. He happened to be in London, and he got the shot, Ozempic, I think, or one of them. And I told him it wasn't working. For him, it didn't work. And he brought up a good point. It didn't work.
You don't even tell me you said that. Did you say that? Is it who I'm thinking of? Oh my gosh. Dude, it's so annoying.
I told him, he knows who I'm talking about. He's going crazy. He begs me not to mention it.
He's not talking about me, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not our great vice president. No, but he begs me.
Ugh. And then JD Vance is like, he's not talking about me. Shut up, JD. Trump was even like, no, what? Hey, this is my bit. Hey, I'm doing my bit again. JD's like, I'm trying to freshen it up. You say that same bit every day. Then one other miscellaneous, Scott Bessent, who's on the cabinet. CBS is doing real hard-hitting interviews these days.
My deep, dark secret is I have a Dr. Pepper for breakfast. I'm not allowed to do it in the house with the children.
That's your breakfast secretary?
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Don't tell Bobby Kennedy.
All right.
Don't tell Bobby Kennedy. My deep.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, CBS News. That's very valuable. Dr. Pepper for breakfast. With breakfast would be one thing. It's like, okay, you probably shouldn't have sodas as much as possible. I just don't think they're good for you. But having it for breakfast, but then having it just for breakfast, like that's the only thing you have for breakfast, seems bizarre. But Bessie's looking good, so who's supposed to doubt his regimen?